Joining us, we have Brinda Adige, activist. Also with us is Amit Deshpande, men's right activist. Talishre, advocate, is joining us, and Swapnil Srivastav, senior associate of MZM Legal, is with us. Let me start with you first. Swapnil, now it's very, very important to look at this case from the perspective of what the Supreme Court has said. It's not just the isolated case of Atul, but there are cases where misuse does happen. And if Supreme Court is saying that there is a growing tendency of including family members in such cases, then this is a case which requires some legal safeguards, and strong ones at that, so that we don't have the kind of situation that we've seen, unfortunately, in the case of this Jaunpur matter, where the Bangalore techie has been forced to take his life.
See, it is very unfortunate that somebody had to lose their life because of marital strife. But what we need to have clarity on is the fact that the laws as they stand today are necessitated by societal factors which are prevalent in our country. It is an indisputable fact that crimes against women have constantly been on the rise. And the Supreme Court itself had clarified several years ago that mere misuse of a law is not a ground to strike that law aside. Having said that, the Supreme Court in 2010-2011 in the case of Arnesh Kumar came down heavily on the implementing agencies in such cases, such as the police. And they held that in any such case involving dowry or marital discord, the police has to necessarily conduct a preliminary inquiry before taking any action or making any arrests. So if today there is a fault that has to be found, then it has to be found in the implementing agency and not the law itself.
Bring in Brinda Adige. If there's a fault to be found, it's in the implementing agency and not the law itself. But look at this particular case. If we go by what the victim has said in his recorded 1.5 hour long video, he has clearly put the onus on the system, not just, of course, those who are his wife or their family members, but also on the judge.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with Swapan. Yes, the implementing agency. We also must hold the lawyers who file the affidavit on part of the wife and her family accountable. Why is it that we want to absolve them? They are supposed to be the counsel, which means they are supposed to guide, they are supposed to advise, they are supposed to say, don't tell lies if there are lies. So misuse of law does not mean that you're going to dilute the laws. And like he pointed out, these laws have come after many, many years of struggle, many campaigns and rallies, demonstrations and PILs in every court, including the Supreme Court. So the laws must stay. The implementing agencies are the ones who need to be trained, who need to be specialized. Now tell me how many judges really know all the laws? How many prosecutors are available over there with the knowledge of the law and the letter and spirit of the law? These are all very big questions. Nobody wants to answer them. Immediately saying that, misuse by women, maybe, but the lawyers who are representing the women and the families must also be pulled up. Let us not forget, on a daily basis, we have hundreds of cases where women commit suicide and die because of dowry harassment or domestic violence. There has not been this kind of outrage. We also know that very rarely do you have anybody leaving a note or get any evidence. Giving a note also, because the society does not allow for them to have that kind of a luxury to say you can leave a note and then you can die, because they suffer so much for years together, nobody believes them. Right. Now the same stereotypical attitude and behavior is being shown towards women, towards men. So men need special laws, please get them.
Okay.
But
men need